maybe we'll just start off with a little music. What do you think? Logan Henderson.
That feels good doing that. I've got my buddy Kyle Perrin here. Yeah, that's right. You get to know him really well. Sorry. How's everybody doing? Good. Feels good to be in Illinois again. That's right. Amazing beanie. Love that. Yeah, there we go. Huh? Love that. So we're gonna start off with a little song called Music Sounds Better With You. I see a few familiar faces, and I see some merch, so if you know the words, sing with me. That's good, just shout it out, you can do it. Just go. Yeah, there you go. It's lit.
I try to write this down, the words just don't come out. It's hard to say how you feel. Been down the longest road, say yes when I'm a no. I lost control of the wheel. Cause you know that things get so bad. You've got my back, make me wanna sing. Sing about you. No sweeter son than what I found. No perfect love. Ooh, baby, it feels like the music sounds better with you, baby. It feels right, everything's better with you. Ooh, it's better with you. Ooh. I used to think that love was something fools made up, cause all I knew was heartbreak. I couldn't let myself let this all go to hell. There's only so much I can take, cause you know that things get so bad. You've got my back, make me wanna sing. And girl, I'm singing about you. No sweeter than what I found. No perfect love can be more perfect than I. Ooh, baby, it feels like the music sounds better with you, baby. It feels right, music sounds better with you, baby. It feels right, the music sounds better with you, baby. It feels right, everything's better with you. Ooh, it's better with you.
It's a good one to play first, because you get to see who's invested. You know the words? You sound lovely.
Well, welcome to Illinois State University.
Thank you. Like I said, good to be in Illinois again.
I heard you kind of got to bop around town a little bit today. What'd you think?
It was good. I went to, White Oak Creek?
Yeah?
So I got to do a little, it's nice coming over here because in LA it's 85 degrees and no foliage whatsoever. It's just green, sunshiny. So, it really feels like fall, winter time here. So it's lovely.
Definitely a little different in Illinois.
Oh, I'm big on the seasons, yeah.
Yeah, we get them here.
I get to wear jackets, all around. It's a good time.
True. Well, what do you think we just jump into some questions?
Yeah, let's do it, yeah.
I also want to thank, there's a bunch of people in the crowd today who submitted questions. So we put a post out on social media and asked people to submit questions. So thank you to everybody who submitted the questions. Most of what we're asking here today is from people who are here today.
Perfect.
So thanks everybody.
And I like, this is great for me because I love open dialogue. So if anybody has questions or anything, let's definitely take some from the audience. Whenever that time comes, I don't know. I'm not directing this thing, They're like, actually, right now, huh? What are you doing here?
No, we'll leave some time open for that for sure.
Okay, good stuff.
Okay, so to start off, for many people here who watched you on TV when they were kids, and who have followed you through their career, this is a full circle moment having you here on the stage in Braden. So
Yeah, very cool.
what has been a full circle moment for you in your career?
That's tough. I would say that school was not my main focus growing up, and I think we just didn't really have the conversation of other interests. I think at the time that I was going to school, you know, if you're doing something different, people just didn't really care too much about it, and they didn't really know how to, I guess, help and you know, get with students that had different ideas and different visions outside of kind of what was normal. And so to be back, I never went to college, but to be back and actually come to a college where I think we've definitely made steps moving forward, and we can have open dialogue, and we can talk about kind of rewriting our script and doing what we want and choosing our vision and how we want to do things, I think is kind of full circle moment. So it's nice to be here. And I will say, this is interesting, but my mascot growing up was Cardinal. So I felt at home. There's a little nostalgia there, so very cool to be here.
There you go. Redbirds are pretty close to
That
Cardinals.
is, it's very close, yeah.
So it's kind of like fate, I would say, almost.
That's true. It's like, I'm gonna just start a new life here. I'll just stay.
Honestly,
I'll stay here. Housewife. Well, okay, hey.
So looking back, did you ever think after all this time you would still be with Big Time Rush?
That's tough. We didn't ever really end. We decided to take time off. That was a little bit longer than what we expected. Cough, 10 years or so. Yeah, it was a long time, but it takes a while we kind of go with the flow. We wanted it to feel right, and I think it was just enough time to really have a new vision and come back in a whole new way. And I think at the time we needed space from each other, but we kept up through the years and always maintained a good relationship, which I feel very blessed to have the other three guys in the band. So, yeah. Friends for life, and yeah, I'm happy we're back at it.
That's great to hear. I mean, if you didn't have a good relationship with them, then it'd probably be pretty awkward still being in a band with them.
It would be, yeah. I mean, bands do it actually. I don't think it's that awkward. There's a lot of bands who don't talk to each other, who don't keep up. So we're lucky enough to at least have that. And I will say half of it is because all of you who have been there from like the day ones. I see quite a few of you. All the day ones. I mean, we kind of did it together in such a real way. I mean, that's the reason why we decided to really jump back in it was because of the response and because we have fans that have stayed with us through thick and through thin, to be honest. So, yeah.
So speaking of day one, it all started with acting, right? With the show. So what was your experience like getting into acting?
Acting was a weird thing. I liked theater, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I was all that gifted for theater work. So I did that growing up in middle school and high school, and then I found a place that offered acting for film. And I started doing a few classes, and I was like, I love this. This is exactly what I want to be doing. And so I just became obsessed with it, and I went all the time. And I grew up with Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez in the same acting class, and a lot of other great actors who are doing really, really well today. So it was a great class. It was a great way for me to learn and just fall in love with the craft. And yeah, that's kind of was the very first steps. And in Texas, I got my agent. That was like the first one. There was a little kind of talent show, so to speak. And so a few different agents came, and I was picked up by one. And one of the first things I booked was Friday Night Lights. I don't know if y'all have seen it. It's an old show, but it's an oldie but a goodie. It's an oldie but a goodie. So that was the first show, and then not too long after that, I moved to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read your IMDb in preparation for this.
Okay.
It was thrilling reading through all of it.
You know,
I did see Teenage Boy number 2 on your slot list there. So,
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love Teenage Boy number 2 as you're starting out. So, but we need to know with Big Time Rush, what was it drew you into wanting to be on it? Was it the boy band aspect of it? Was it the acting opportunity? What really drew you in?
Neither. To be honest, that's when I first got the audition, I was thinking like, absolutely not. Like, I always had bands growing up, and it was definitely much more alt rock kind of influence, and so the thought of a boy band was just a little terrifying. to be honest. 'Cause it could go two ways. The only kind of boy bands that we knew at the time were NSYNC and Backstreet, so to kind of, which I love, but to have that, you know, years later, you're kind of like, please don't let it be like that. It has to be our own thing. And luckily, we had an open space where we could kind of create it ourselves, and that was really important. So the audition process was very strange, and I definitely did not love it. But as we kept on coming back for the audition process and getting to know your peers and getting to know the people that you'd work with, and the creator had a very specific vision and was really great with letting us kind of build our characters and letting us have our own say. I'd say that's whenever I was like, this could work. I think I feel pretty comfortable now.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting journey. You got into acting as in your teens, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of actors who were on TV shows around that same time as you either started in their teens or some of them started as children, and they have some of these really crazy stories from being on networks.
Yeah.
But what was your experience like working on Nickelodeon at that time?
I think it was definitely a good thing for me to wait. I was probably the very end of 17, just turning 18. So I'd had to got the high school thing out of the way. And I'm glad it didn't come any sooner, because once we started working, it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of new things that were going on that I had no idea about. And so it felt good to have a little balance before that, and then immediately into it, get completely, fall off your rocker a little bit. It's a lot of things being thrown your way, but it was important, like I said, to have a good director and peers that are going through the same thing and understand you, and work on really kind of keeping you healthy mentally and physically. And so that was kind of the saving grace of that. Did I answer the full question?
No, yeah, you did. Having that
I said to
support
stop
system.
me. I just rant sometimes.
Keep going. We'll keep listening.
Keep going. Okay. Do you have more questions?
Sick. Rambling. They want to hear it, so you can just keep going. Yeah.
So I think that was kind of the saving grace of that. Not really knowing exactly what you were getting yourself into, but doing it, a step at a time and being smart about it, I think was the helpful part.
Yeah, I think just having that good support system around you is
Absolutely.
important at any time, right?
Yeah.
So you
And
kind of
family,
mentioned,
of course.
Yeah, family.
I'm
of
big.
course,
I'm big
yeah.
on family. So.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So you mentioned.
Love you, Mom. She's not here, but she's like in the rap. Love you.
You don't look out as if she was there, but yeah. Everybody who has like a mom who's like big in their life knows that they're always there in spirit, right? They would know if you didn't say "love you, Mom." So. You said things got kind of crazy, which I would imagine, and I imagine things have stayed pretty crazy throughout the years. You've stayed pretty busy between the show and touring, your solo music, touring again. What advice have you gotten, or would you offer to college students on how you balance all of your your responsibilities and your personal life?
That is tough. I'm still kind of going through that. I think it's a continuous education process, because we are always changing ourselves. So you're doing things differently, trying to figure out what's best for you. Things that might have worked for you even 6 months prior may not be working now. Friends you used to have that might have been so close and so great for a season in your circle, you just might have different visions now. So I think keeping a healthy support system is really big. I know that whenever I'm not mentally strong, it's usually because I haven't gotten out to do something physical. So I think keeping up with good workouts, or meditation, or prayer, or whatever you use, is super important to keep your mind clear and keep yourself at ease. And then it just kind of comes down to it. It's like stuff doesn't happen overnight, but if you never go for it, it's not going to happen at all. So I think taking chances, taking big risks is super important. And I think just switching things up really kind of helps. I think go with whatever you feel like is most important, what you are able to give. And I think, let your heart lead the way a little bit. I know it's like, not to come off too cheesy, but do what you love. We were here for a short amount of time, so have fun with it.
Yeah, you answered my next question, which was how do you make time for yourself and your mental and physical
Oh, right.
well-being?
Well, yeah,
So,
that's the first thing. Yeah, I more specifically, I love hiking. I love doing outdoorsy stuff. That's why today I was like, Illinois, here I come. I just drove all over the place. Yeah, I drove all over the place. So just some good walks and getting to know people, and yeah, it helps.
Yeah, it's the perks. You also came at the perfect time because Illinois has this very small gap of fall, and you hit it like the 1 week that we have.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I was coming in, I saw all the reds and oranges. I'm like, yeah, we go.
Yeah, we
It's like a
planned that.
movie.
Yeah.
That's good, just for me. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that just for you. Yeah.
Love that. I knew I liked you guys.
We're that good.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you go to Chicago, or even we played Tinley Park. I know but Chicago is so different. So it's nice to see kind of the rural areas, and this is kind of how I grew up. So Dallas, Fort Worth, in Texas, like that's a big city, but I kind of grew up outside of that. So yeah, you have like Chicago or Dallas, and then after that, it's just cornfields. It's just like tons of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely flat here.
It's
Illinois
flat.
is a good way
It's
to
flat.
describe it.
Yeah.
Flat and corn.
Yeah. There you go.
So I said we had a lot of questions. We had a lot of questions about your favorites. So favorite Big Time Rush episode to film, favorite solo music video. I'm not going to ask you to answer all these. I'm getting to it, I promise.
Okay.
Favorite song you've done,
Just
either
hit it one
solo
by
or as a
one.
group.
Just go down the
Yeah. Favorite performance. So of the many things you've done, what are a few of your favorites or ones that stand out to you?
Let's see. The first one was favorite episode, and I've said this a few times, and this is where y'all turn on me. So just I haven't watched too many episodes. I've watched like 3 or so episodes of the show. I know. Hey, I don't want to. Did I ruin this for you? It's cool. I'll go. Thank you guys. Because I have such a good time making the show. That's kind of like my job for it. So every now and again when it comes on, or have like a niece or nephew and they're watching it, I'll watch with them. But I haven't actually gone and watched too many episodes. But the movie is one of my favorite memories. That was just so much fun. And Vancouver is a beautiful spot, and we just on set and off set, it was just basically like a TV show. Me and the guys just. We were young, just having a good time. It was a lot of shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans. It's very fun. And I got into a dog outfit, so things that you never really want to do again. But it was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
I can imagine, a lot of people hate hearing themselves on video. Is it weird seeing yourself on TV, or are you just used to it at this point?
No, I don't think it's weird. Because whenever you're doing auditions and stuff, that's definitely a time for you to kind of have your spot of looking at your work and studying your work and seeing what you do. But once it's out, you don't get to do that. But I still kind of go, what about that? But if you can't do anything about it, then why watch it? Every now and again it's fine, but it doesn't really trip me up too much. I just haven't made a habit out of it. It's your job. You watch. You do that.
Netflix took it away from us.
What about songs? Any songs that really stand out to you? Any ones that you really like? Maybe one that you want to sing for us?
There could be a song. Yeah, I can sing a song. What do we have? What should we do? Should we? I think we should do. Well, because I go to these places, and so sometimes you're like, let me try something before. Let me try the day ones. It's Sleepwalker. For my solo music, and I love the song. It's one of my favorites, and it's me and Kyle. We haven't played in a while, so this is kind of nice for us to be here together again. Yeah, so Sleepwalker.
All right, let's do it.
I might try again.
Also, did you enjoy your time today?
Yeah, the town is awesome.
You went to a rock and roll. Yeah, we went to what coffee place?
Had the dog one. What's it called?
Coffee Hound?
Coffee Hound.
Coffee Hound.
Coffee Hound. Really good coffee. Shout out Coffee Hound. Great. Yeah, very good.
You should have gone to the zoo.
Yeah, there is a zoo. I should have gone to the zoo. I saw
We
that.
went to the zoo today.
You did? Oh, see.
We made friends with a goat.
Yeah. Okay.
We had time to kill.
Exactly. He went to Mother Murphy's. He's wearing the merch right here. Museum. For whoever knows that spot, it's whatever you want it to be.
It's not a museum.
All right, we're gonna play Sleepwalker for you.
There was a moment we said our goodbyes. I sat and wiped the tears from your eyes. We said we needed space to turn and walk away, but you know how to make me come back. So my darling dreamer, I'll see you tonight. time that I wake up, I'm in your bed. Lock these chains, throw away the key. Try to stay awake, but you grab a hold of me. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking. Yeah, you put me under, drowning in the deep. Gotta stay awake, I don't wanna go to sleep. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking, sleepwalker. Yeah. Haunted by secrets, my lips are sealed. All of your demons, it turns out they're real. The shadows on the wall, watch me as I grow, but you know how to make me come back. See, I'm just a monster that you'll never fear. Yeah, lock these chains, throw away the key. Try to stay awake, but you grab a hold of me. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking. Yeah, you put me under, drowning in the deep. Gotta stay awake, I don't wanna go to sleep. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking, sleepwalker. Why won't you ever let me leave? Why won't you let me out? Every time that I'm out of reach, she says turn around. Yeah, turn around, turn around, turn around. Yeah, turn around, turn around, turn around. Lock these chains, throw away the key. Try to stay awake, but you grab a hold of me. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking. Yeah, you put me under, drowning in the deep. Gotta stay awake, I don't wanna go to sleep. She said, keep walking, sleepwalker, keep walking, sleepwalker.
Oh, that's nice. I should keep on going. Beautiful crowd here. Very lucky to have him here.
I am not playing a guitar or singing with this man, right? You don't want to.
Background vocals?
No.
Okay.
That's a hard no on that one.
Hard pass. I get it.
Yeah.
This is the section here. This is, I feel there's some music to my ears coming from this section.
Happily let one of them do it.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Also, Kyle keeps doing his job.
Yeah,
Seems
Kyle
like
needs
he
to
does
keep
a
on
pretty
doing
good
his job.
yeah.
That's true.
So we kind of chatted about this, but you performed at some pretty big venues. What were you expecting when you decided to come to Illinois State University?
Only the finest. Yeah, it's nice showing up and really getting to see what's going on and being able to talk to everyone. That's really cool. I knew it was going to go down because Tinley Park, that was a massive show, very cool. Chicago was special because that was one of our first shows back. Chicago Theater, right? Yeah, such a beautiful theater. And then all the little spots in between, that's why it's nice to come out here, a little bit different area, Bloomington. Normal, nothing normal about having two names for a short town. But no, what I've been told is it's two separate towns, just very close together. Okay, so I got it. See, I know what's going on. But yeah, it's great being out here. And let me just say this before we go any further. Thank you so much for having me out. Truly a blessing to be able to spend a couple days and come and say hello to everybody, especially because I just start to miss everybody whenever it's been too long. Is that normal? Okay. So that's been great. And then we have more shows coming up. We have Jingle Balls coming up. So I get a few days in between time of rehearsals and stuff like that. And so it's awesome to come here and see everyone. So thank you again.
Well, thank you for coming. I know
Yeah.
that we're excited to have you here. We have some pretty great Redbirds in the audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and shout out to all the Illinois State University who helped set everything up, and thank you, again, because it's really cool. There's a lot being put into it, and this is like the first of its kind. They said they don't do Q&As or anything like this, so this is what's up. First of its kind.
yeah, it's one of our first, or I
So
think it
next
is our
time we'll
first.
come back and
so,
play
yeah.
a full show.
That would be great. Maybe you could just put a bug in the band's ear.
That's right.
Yeah. Now that you've been here and all. So, you talked a little bit about your acting when you were younger and kind of how you got into it, but was acting and singing always what you wanted to do, or did you ever have another career in mind?
I looked back at something yesterday. I just saw my parents in Vegas, and there was something out of the scrapbook that said I wanted to be a boxer at one time. And I was just thinking, man, that would have turned out really weird. But I was very young. I think acting, once I kind of figured that out, that was really what I was going for. And even moving out to LA, there was no fallback plan. I was like, that's the vision. And I didn't give myself any other opportunity or option to do anything else. So acting was what I originally went for, and I loved that. And I had been in bands growing up, and thought, oh, this is just fun. And writing notes and writing melodies was just a fun thing for me until the show came around. And I was like, oh, I can do this. I think this is can you pay for this? Yeah, cool. Sign me up, I'll do this.
So with acting, when did singing come into the mix? Was it always both? Was it always you're trying to find both together, or
It
how
was
did that
singing.
work?
Yeah, there was not much finesse. So back whenever I had my bands in Texas, it was definitely much more alt rock, alt pop. And then I went to LA, and we had the first round of auditions. And Sony Columbia they were a tough crowd. They were a tough crowd, and everybody there was phenomenal. Really great artists, singers and actors and all that. And after the first audition, I thought, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to work really hard. And I kind of went back to the drawing board. And so I hung out with a lot of my mentors, and I found a wonderful voice coach by the name of Vita Simone. And she lives in Santa Monica, and she just taught me everything, like really taught me, classic training. And I went every single day until I went to the next audition. And each time they were like, wow, okay, look at this. Like, have you been doing anything? And I was like, here and there. Where it's literally like waking up every single day, driving an hour to Santa Monica, studying for an hour, driving an hour back to the house, and trying to do everything I could. And I just kind of became absolutely obsessed with it. And I just kept on doing that until they were like, okay, you're in.
And this is the audition process for Big Time Rush, right?
This is the audition process for Big Time Rush.
And so I said I read up on you a little bit because I wasn't going to come unprepared.
Okay.
I read, and tell me if this is wrong, I read that this process took 2 years for the audition. Is that correct?
2 long years. Yeah.
2 years. And
because
in that
the first
time-
auditions, it was all the major cities and states.
And in that time, you were not allowed to audition for anything else. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was correct. They put me on hold, is what they called it.
Yeah.
And they give you a small fee, not one that covers the bills in California, but a small fee to wait around basically for the job. And so I just tried to stick it out as long as I could.
That's a long time
It's a
to
long
wait.
time, yeah.
So you're talking to a group of college students who are working hard to get their degrees, and they're going to be starting their careers. What advice would you give to somebody who is pursuing their dream but feels like it might be unattainable, or like they're just having a hard time seeing that light at the end of the tunnel?
We kind of touched on this earlier. I don't know. It's funny. It's like I really kind of leave no room for doubt in my mind. It's kind of how I view things. If it's something that I want, there's never really a time that I go, oh, I don't know about that. You kind of have to trick yourself in a way. If that's hard for you and there's doubt, either I think just take small steps necessary each and every day, whether it's writing down a little manifestation. Obviously, that doesn't happen without real work towards it. So you have to, I think, finding a small set of things that you can do to kind of further that goal or further that vision each day, it really kind of helps in the long run and becomes a little less daunting. And so I try to do that myself. I get lazy sometimes, but really it's about putting in the work and making the promise to yourself, hey, I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to wake up each and every day. I'm going to do what I told myself I'm going to do. Because you owe it to yourself, and I feel like there's nothing more sad than not really finding out what your true potential is and how far you can go. I mean, I'd hate to kind of not ever explore that, but it's something that takes effort, it takes time. So I would say, yeah, do that. There's always kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. And, you know, again, if the door closes, another one opens. It's, again, very cliche, but it's such a true thing. So, yeah, those are some kind of small rules that I live by. And like I said, if you have to trick yourself, find out what you can do until you start going, no, that's what it is. And that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. If he can get through 2 years of auditions and all these things, you can get through finals, right? We can get through all these hard things. Yes,
there's people in nursing school like you don't even understand. No,
Yes.
absolutely. Finals, yeah, you'll get through it. Again, make the time now because it feels like it's become so much easier.
Yes. So when Big Time Rush took a break, what compelled you to go on your own solo music journey?
I think it's kind of what I was always doing. We were in the studio writing, and I was writing for something a little bit more specific, but all those years of kind of knowledge that was passed down to us and working and figuring things out in the studio, I was just kind of on a roll at that point. So after the third album, I wanted to see what I was capable of. You always have friends to help you in the studio, and you have 3 other people, so if something doesn't quite turn out right, you can kind of put it on someone else. But I wanted to see, hey, what can I do? I haven't done it by myself, and I thought at the time there's music that I wanted to make that I wasn't really able to make. So I wanted to explore a lot of different sounds. I wanted to explore a different type of writing, and even the music now that I'm making is very different from the solo music that I put out so far. So I think it's just about keeping things fresh and surprising yourself, and I really wanted to take a dive and see what that was like.
So when you were taking that dive, and the process might have looked different, but what does your creative process kind of look like when you're making your music?
Yeah, different all the time, which makes it fun. I'm really inspired by TV and movies, so film inspired by anyways, but that really kind of starts jogging my memory on things that I want to, write about. And whenever I'm in the studio with Kindle, I mean, it could just be a melody idea, or it'd be like a lyric that I had the night before that I thought, oh, that would be kind of cool. It's a cool twist on something that we've said 1,000 times, but can we say it like this? And so that's kind of the trick in there. And then we have so many great producers and friends who are great players. So starting with a bass line, always it's like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go with that. So it can kind of start from anywhere. Good conversations. I feel like most of my friends write the lyrics for me because they'll say something about me or something that I've done. I'm like, that sounds like I want to write about it. So yeah, it starts from anywhere.
Having that support system, again, comes back around to help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, collaboration is key. I think it's great to do things on your own and explore that, but I think some of the best things come from collaboration. In whatever way that might be. It's when like real magic happens because you have an idea and you have to let go of certain things at certain times, go with maybe somebody else's idea and really kind of make it fluid, make it kind of feel like water, and that's whenever you stumble upon something that you didn't even have in the first place. And that's kind of what I've, I guess, recognized in the studio for the most part.
Thinking of collaboration, was it difficult or kind of weird when you transitioned from being a group into solo and then back into a group? What was that like for you?
That was scary. Yeah, the first time, I think it's you have a whole different demeanor, and I think people, playing for friends and family and people that don't normally see you like that, it's a whole different change. And so I think there's definitely kind of a learning curve and also just feeling things in a different way. But yeah, it was definitely different, and I think that's part of the reason why I think it was so fun for me, because as scary as it can be sometimes to be out there and to test new music and to see what people will think, it really kind of made me lean into, well, I'm going to do what I think is awesome. I'm going to do music that I like, and either people will like it or they won't. But I can't really focus on other people's opinions if it's not something that I've written and explored yet. So it's really about, hey, how do I feel in the studio? What do I really want to write about? Is it something that's truthful? Is it something that's grounded? Is it coming from a real place? And that's always served me well, and especially you're up on stage doing something completely different. I think it only helped me grow as an artist and a songwriter and as a human being. So yeah, it was worth it.
So kind of going off of that with your solo work, how did you come up with the album title, Echoes of Departure and the Endless Streets of Dreams? And what does it represent? This was the audience question.
Say
I
that
told.
5 times fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let you do that, yeah.
It's a big
You're the
one.
with
You know,
talent.
it's a little more conceptual. It's definitely much more of a concept. I think the Echoes of Departure was kind of something calling me to do my own thing. That was kind of how I felt about the entire thing. There was always kind of the voice in the back of my head that wanted to try something new and try something for myself. So that's some of it came from that. And then the Endless Street of Dreams was really more kind of like a safe place for me. So I thought, even if I don't do Echoes of Departure, it might be a different name in the Endless Street of Dreams, because it was kind of, at the time, I was doing a lot of dream work, and some of these concepts that I had for the album really came from my dream. So I'd wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, oh, that's something that I want to write about, which is really weird. And I'd already have a melody for it too. I'd wake up and be like, yeah, that's the melody. Which it's good when that happens, because I've written a lot of terrible things. So whenever you can actually wake up and it kind of just like the light bulb goes off, that's such a fun moment. And so a lot of the things that I was writing about kind of came from the subconscious and from dream work. And so that was part of the thing that I thought I could always come back to.
So do you dream in song?
Yeah, sometimes, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It is kind of weird, won't lie.
You know.
I didn't really think about it until you said it, but yeah, I've woken up more often than not and been like, oh, I gotta do this. And that's why I'm a psychopath. Because I wake up at 3 and then I'll stay up for a couple hours and then I'll go back to sleep. But yeah, sometimes it just, whenever it hits you gotta run with it.
I wasn't gonna say it, I was just gonna move a little further.
Totally, yeah, right?
Okay, you're crazy. I mean, we're talking about your album. Do you want to maybe sing us another song?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Said I love you, okay? Wait, did you just get those? Yeah. Man, you keep those in good shape.
I'm like,
Those Nike, I'm just saying, that's what's up. I love it. No, I just saw that. I was like, hey, did you get those?
yeah, no.
Alright.
Uh,
I mean, did you just want to play something nice?
yeah, cool. Santana.
CCR. Pull me deep, that sounds good.
I think I'm in over my head, hearing you.
There we go. Yeah, you guys sing it. One more time.
At the beach, but it's something about your ways that got me weak. You told me not to fall in love, but here I am, coming back to you again. Was not the plan, barely coming over it. What can I say? Oh baby, I'll go anywhere you take me. You pull me deep, both feet. I would drown for your love and what's wrong with me? I'm underwater, don't wanna breathe. I would drown for your love and then repeat. Baby, pull me deep. Oh, yeah. It feels like I'm losing my breath once again. Say it, you can tell me when. I'm trying to swim, but I keep getting carried away with the tide. But as long as you're by my side, I'll take a dive. You told me not to fall in love, but here I am, coming back to you again. Was not the plan, barely coming over it. What can I say? Oh baby, I'll go anywhere you take me. You pull me deep, both feet. I would drown for your love and what's wrong with me? I'm underwater, don't wanna breathe. I would drown for your loving and then repeat. Yeah, baby, pull me deep, 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 deep. I would drown for your loving. Yeah, baby, pull me deep, 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 deep. Don't wanna breathe. Yeah, 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 yeah. I would drown for your love. I would drown for your love. breathe. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's always.
Okay, I have a couple more questions for you, and then we'll throw it to the lovely crowd.
Okay,
Does
good.
that sounds
I like that. I'm
good?
looking forward to it.
Okay, so mental health is really important to us here at Illinois State University.
It should be important to all of us.
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So again, did some research on you. I was creeping a little bit before you came here to campus.
It's okay. We all kind of creep a
Yeah.
little bit.
I like to be prepared for my guests.
I do it every now and again.
Yeah. I looked back, and in 2019, you were in a campaign for the organization Movember called Man of More Words.
Yeah, wow, you did your research. That was
I
a while
did,
ago.
yes, because I wanted to ask some stuff about mental health.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to make sure I was doing my research. And this campaign aimed to encourage men to talk more about mental health. And we know that November is talks about encouraging more talk about men's mental health. It can be really hard to open up about a personal journey with mental health. So what encouraged you to participate in that and really open up in such a vulnerable way?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm here for all mental health. It doesn't matter who it is or what it looks like. So I'm definitely on that. I think at the time, whenever I did do it, it was targeted for men because there's no question about having a little bit more trouble opening up and talking about mental health. So that was what they were focusing on, and I thought, what a great thing to go talk about, because it's something I've had trouble in the past, and something that me and my friend group have made a conscious effort to get better at and to work at, and communication overall, but really talking about when you're not feeling okay. And I have a few friends that really focus on it. One of my good friends, Dustin Belt, who runs the Broglie Box, really focuses on mental health. Yeah. And so it's been super important being on the road, and especially at a young age, getting things thrown at you. It can be overwhelming, and I think the way that you choose to handle yourself whenever you get overwhelmed is really kind of a good place to start, because you can really fall into bad habits and fall into different ways of communication that doesn't help yourself out, your friends, or your family. And shutting off is something that I tend to probably be better at than most. So yeah, there's no lie about that. And I think growing up, it wasn't as, things that you were going through they weren't as heavily talked about that. And actually, we talked a little bit backstage about this too, where it was like, hey, things are fine, and that's about as far as conversation went. So I'm so happy. It makes me happy to be here and to see that mental health is a huge focus and something that people are working on each and every day to get better at, because again, it's one of those muscles that you have to keep the conversation open, keep on educating yourself. And I think that's that's how we get better. And I think even just talking, that's like the first step, which is, it seems so easy, but it's really not. But just being able to talk about it. And I've heard so many stories being on tour with friends and fans and family, going through things. And music, that's the reason why I love music, because it's a universal language, and it's helped me a lot with struggles and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's the joy. I think let's keep on doing it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. I know it can be hard to talk about that, and especially with the college population. This age growing up is much more open to talking about mental health, but it's still hard nonetheless. And we need role models and people who are open to talking about it. So thank you for being one of those people.
I'm with it.
So on kind of talking about things that maybe you don't get a big opportunity to talk about, what is something that you are proud of that you don't often get an opportunity to brag about or talk about a lot?
I mean, I kind of said it before, but I would say my friends. I've got a lot of amazing friends, a great support system, so I feel pretty proud of that. I don't know, what else am I proud of?
No hidden talents or anything?
Do I have hidden talents? I don't know. I feel like they come up and I'm like, that's my hidden talent. Yeah, people have seen, that's not really hidden. I think that's but
Not
no,
hidden if they know
there's
it.
actually, there's a few talents that I feel like I really have. I'm really good at finding songs, especially songs that are pitched, and being like, oh, this would be great for that artist. So I know that's not one that people normally know, but I get pitched a lot of songs. I'm always like, oh, you know what, this would be perfect for them. So let me reach out to this group and see if I can make that happen. Which is kind of like a middleman way of going about it, but I have a lot of friends who write, so I tend to, I think it's a weird talent, but it's good. If you can kind of hear and go, oh, you know what, this would be good for this person.
It's a different talent because of like your career, but it's also
Totally.
helpful to the people in your life.
Yeah.
So it's useful.
Yeah,
helpful
it
talent.
is.
Yeah.
I think being in the studio and also being able to take a left turn and just do something completely different and switch it up, I think has also been a talent that's helped me in the studio. Yeah, so I don't know. Enough about me. What about you?
They don't want to hear about me.
Do you have any hidden talents? Anything cool? I don't know. I feel like I don't even know you. We've been talking this entire time.
I'm secretly really good at moderating. I don't know.
It's secretly. I don't think it's a secret anymore. Cat's out of the bag. Let's do this.
I think I'd like to hear some questions from the crowd. What do you all think?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah? I can't really see very well, so I'm just going to point like this and somebody shout. Yeah, you. You have to shout loud, though.
Hello.
Okay, hi, Logan.
Can you say your name,
Wait, what's
too?
your name? Yeah.
My name is Rihanna,
Rihanna, cool.
and by the way, I love you.
Ditto.
What's your favorite movie? Well, I have 2 questions, but what is your favorite like movie that you have?
Oh man, favorite movie. God, it's so hard. I feel like you have to narrow that down to a genre because that just isn't that tough. I've got so many favorites.
What about drama or comedy?
Ooh, drama. Maybe I should just go with one that I've seen recently. Maybe Servant. I thought was really good. That's on Apple TV. It's called Servant. It's really intense. It's not for the faint of heart, but I thought the acting in there was really fantastic. Rupert Grint is in it, Harry Potter, so he did a really good job. So it's not my favorite. So I don't know if I can answer the favorite thing. That's really hard. I have to think about it because I'm an avid moviegoer and movie watcher. So I'll think about it for next time. But that's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, not for the faint of heart. But it's a good drama.
All right.
And then, Kyle, what were you watching recently that we both? I don't know. We talk about movies all day, every day. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to know, can I take a picture because this is a birthday gift from
Yeah.
Can I take a picture with you?
Of course. Yeah. Let's do it. I think at the very end we're gonna do some pictures. So, oh, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Let's go ahead with right here up in the front.
Who is this? Tell us your name.
You've never met him before.
This is Connor, everyone. Connor's been to many shows.
Just a few.
Just the name.
Do you prefer living in Vegas or LA? Like, which one do you prefer more?
I like LA. Like my friends are still there. It's lost a little bit of charm. Not gonna lie. That's still where I do most of my work. And then Vegas I love too. I kind of like to move around. I like Nashville as well, so that's always nice.
I might be moving to Nevada with my coworkers.
Whoa! Let's go. It's hot. Get ready for the heat. Get ready for the heat. Yeah. I like moving around. I still think I want to grab a place in Europe and kind of all over. I like to have just a house in every little spot. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be cool.
Wait, Peter Parker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see the.
Who's your favorite Marvel Avenger?
Like I said, I've been watching. I know it's not necessarily Avenger, but I mean Loki's so good. Loki's so good. And is he good? Is he bad? Is he? I don't know.
And for the Spider-Man for his parties, and
Very cool.
your song Big Night for my show.
Dude, you're it. You're Spider-Man. You heard it first. Spider-Man listens to Big Night. I love it. That's very cool, man. Thank you. I love hearing that. Yeah, dude, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Let's go ahead with right here, right in front, right there.
Do you play any video games?
Yes. I do. It's weird. Whenever I'm on tour, like I don't really play video games that much, and I have like months at a time where I don't play anything. But whenever I go in, I don't dabble. I go hard. So I just beat Spider-Man 2, which is fantastic, and I just absolutely loved Alan Wake 2. That one's pretty terrifying, but it's so good, so good. It's like a movie basically. So those two that I played most recently. What about you? Do you have one that you play? Overwatch, good taste. I like it.
Okay, let's go Cooper, my former student, right there.
Well, my name's Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
I have 2 questions, that's alright.
Okay.
I know your Another Life Deluxe album's coming out. I think that's tomorrow, isn't it?
It's tomorrow. Or tonight. For all the real ones that are like, I'm gonna stay up and listen to it. There's some good stuff on there. I think you'll really like it.
We're having a
You
party.
really like it.
Besides like Shot in the Dark and like Weekend's Acoustic, what song should we look forward to the most?
Learn to Love was probably the biggest labor of love. It took a long time. We pretty much stripped it down completely. And that was one that it's been worked on a lot. There's a lot of rewrites, and again, like we said, with the production on it, it's completely different from how it started out. And there's some great people attached to it. David Ryan Harris is on there. He plays with John Mayer all the time. He's a fantastic guitarist. So for me, that was a really cool one. I mean, they're all good. They're all good. Some of those were about to make the album. It was kind of like what flows together. So some of them were not always meant to be a deluxe. They're meant to be on the album, but you have to kind of go with the flow. So yeah, there's like 5 tracks on there that I think you're really gonna love.
All right, and then my second question is, of course, you guys do a lot of choreography. What's like your favorite one? Like out of the songs.
I don't know. I mean, our choreographer he's just the coolest. He's the illest. He dances with Timberlake. His name's Ivan. He's like a Russian Channing Tatum. He's just like, he's so slick, he's so cool. And he has given us choreography that was like not back in the day. It's like 10 years ago. It was always something I dreaded and didn't love. But it's really just because it was a movement that was meant for me. And so Ivan came in and really found a movement that was meant for us. Call It Like I See It live is just so much fun. Yeah, that one's cool. Yeah, good, okay. We're on the same page, Cooper.
For time's sake, we're gonna do like 2 more questions, and then we'll end it off.
I'm gonna let you pick because the crowd will turn on you.
Yeah, I'm saying time's sake. I actually have no idea what time is. I'm just assuming that we're getting close. So back there.
You have great hair and a cool jacket. So yeah. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, I think shooting process goes a little bit kind of outside of my pay grade because sometimes it starts with a script, selling a script, and some of those are done in-house. Like that whole process is still a crazy thing, and it changes from script and story to story. So that's a little bit different. But and SAG-AFTRA, we're back, baby. So that's good. That's a very good thing. Happy about that. Because it's been tough on all the different industries as well. But yeah, I think whenever you first get a script, that it also is something that's kind of up in the air. Sometimes it's a same day turnaround, which is kind of crazy. But again, it's not really something that you need to memorize, and it's something that you need to feel. So I think is whatever justice you can do that character, and if it's still something that you have to read from, that's fine as long as you take your moments. And some days it's a 2 days, 3 days, 4 days turnaround for a script. But yeah, I go to the script. I read it once, not out loud, but I read it once. And then the second time I read it through, I usually kind of, mark down, my intentions and kind of what I want from the scene and that stuff, and do kind of a character breakdown. And then if, just to get a little bit closer, if I have time, I'll read it a 3rd, 4th time. So yeah, I think it's different for everybody. And of course, you want it to be a character that you really think you can give yourself to. So yeah, I definitely, that's what I look for in the very, very beginning. I hope that answered something. It's weird. It's a very individual process, probably as you know. So, but as far as the logistics of it, yeah, I can never read too much. Yeah.
Great question. I'll let you pick for
And
last question.
good luck with everything. Very cool. Yeah. You got the look.
One more question. Just want to do a blind pointing.
I'm out of this.
Right there.
Hello, Delaney.
I'm wondering, since you guys released like Paralyzed, if you guys are gonna release any other like unreleased anytime rush?
Well, I mean, Shot in the Dark is coming, so that's a good one. And I love that song. Actually, I wanted that to be on tour, but I was voted against. No, I'm hoping that we can definitely do that. I mean, we have so much new music, but I mean, besides that song, what else? There's demos that may never see the light of day.
some songs that had like lyrics changed because like you were Big Time Rush was promoted to kids, so like you had to change.
Right, yeah, I mean, there's not so many of that. I think once we change some of it, yeah, we may have been unhappy at the time, but I kind of stand by the lyric changes and stuff once it's out. You know, so I don't think we'll redo a song that's already been put out. But I don't know, with this Taylor's version, you know? I don't know, we'll see. But Shot in the Dark is definitely cool, and it feels nostalgic and old school while still kind of giving well appeal. So I think you'll love that one. That's it for now.
Well, I know we could keep asking questions for hours and hours and hours,
Yeah.
but I know we want to respect your time. So is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we maybe finish off with one more song?
I'm honored to be here. It's been really cool. This has been a highlight of the short time that I have in between. Yeah, you'll see us for Jingle Ball, the deluxe album. Thank you. You're gonna get a promotion. You're gonna start getting paid for this. Album comes out tonight or tomorrow, and then yeah, again, your support over the years is incredible, and I love you. It'll change for the next ones that I do, but I've really been enjoying Weekends. It's off our newest album, and this takes crowd participation. So sing with me, and if I forget lyrics, it's just what it is.
We got you.
I know it's a weird night, but it's been a minute since you hit me with your body. Oh, it's something don't seem right. We used to talk every day, now it's once in a while. Once in a while. It's funny how every word I ate made my stomach ache. Was it all for nothing? Must be my mistake. This runaround got me in a state, overcompensate. I was what you wanted, and you don't even look my way. Can you just let me know why you're so hot and cold? I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekends. Either love me or let me go. Say you will, but you don't. I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekends. You see you posting on your page, then you go and ghost why the games. Maybe we're just on different ways. Maybe that you I knew has changed. I don't wanna believe it. I don't wanna believe it. It's funny how every word I ate made my stomach ache. Was it all for nothing? Must be my mistake.
Yeah.
This runaround got me in a state, overcompensate. I was what you wanted, and you don't even look my way. Can you just let me know why you're so hot and cold? I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekends. Either love me or let me go. Say you will, but you don't. I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekends. Where you at tonight?
There you go.
Where you at tonight? Be honest about the reason that I should let you go. Where you at tonight? Where you at tonight? Thinking all the reason. Oh. Can you just let me know why you're so hot and cold? I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekend. Either love me or let me go. Say you will, but you don't. I wanna know the reason. You only call me on the weekend. You only call me on the weekend. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Unhinged.
I love it. Real treat, Illinois. Thank you again. Very cool.
Can we get a big round of applause for Logan and Kyle? Thank you all again so much for coming. I hope you really enjoyed tonight. Got to listen to a lot of good questions. you're in the pit, please stay seated for the
I'll give this back to you.
My storage was full as soon as I walked up.
Take a lot of pictures in.
And then I have this.
Am I just keeping this one?
That's so sweet.